Hello, happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to Bootcamp. Jazzy here, taking over this class. So you're going to see a lot of me at 12 o'clock during the week. But today we're going to be doing 3 rounds here. We're going to do 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest/transition time. Today, we're going to be doing a lot of lower body things, but oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot the most important part. We are spelling out summer. So it is June. Summer's right around the corner. I know this week is the last week of school for a lot of kids. So it's summertime. So we're spelling out summer today. We're also be doing that tomorrow as well. But it is a completely different workout between today and tomorrow. So in terms of equipment, yes, this is a body weight class, but today, if you do have a mini band of some sort, definitely go and grab that. If not, totally okay to not have one. We can still get a good workout without it, but I'm going to be using this. So that's all we need today. And then there's always a mat if you'd like. I'm going to show y'all real quick what we're going to be doing. So we're going to start off here with Superman's is going to be our first movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to be on the ground, on the mat. Make sure that's my camera. All right. So we're going to be on the mat, on the ground. And we're going to be all the way outstretched here. We're going to squeeze the glutes, lift the chest gently off the ground, back down. So really making sure we're using those glutes and going back down. So that's going to be our Superman. And then after that, we're going to do some duck unders here. So for this, we're going to start on one side. We're going to step out, act like we're ducking under a bar and back, and then we'll go back the other way. So we're stepping out, ducking under. We're keeping that chest up, pushing through that heel, big toe, little toe. We're going to feel this in our quads and glutes. After that, so for the next 2, we're going to use the mini band. So if you do not have a mini band, totally okay. You can do it without one. But if you do have one, we're going to put the mini band right above the knees. So this is going to go right here. And we're going to do one leg at a time. And we're going to do a 3-way touch. This is not straightening the way I like. Okay, so we're gonna have a slight bend in our knees, feet or hip width apart. We're gonna take one foot out to the front, to the side, and then back and diagonal. So we're gonna stay with this leg. So when we move to the front, side, and back, we're gonna feel it in our stationary leg, but we're also gonna feel it depending on how far out. When we go out to the side, we wanna push through those knees. That's going to help with our glute activation here. So that we're going to do that on one side, and then we'll do the other side. And again, if you don't have a mini band, that's okay. I just really like it because it does help us force ourselves to go through the knee instead of just kicking that leg out. So those are going to be our 2 mini band movements. And then we're going to get on the ground again. And we're going to do plank hip extensions. So for this one, you can either be on your hands and toes or on your knees and toes, whatever feels good. But if you're on your hands and toes here in that tall plank, we're squeezing those glutes, lifting our leg up one at a time. It's going to look the same if we're on those elbows. So picking whichever one you like, you can always switch back and forth. The goal is just to really work those glutes in the core and our arms. So that's going to be that one. And then finally, we're going to end with some reverse lunges. So we're going to start in the top of our space, and we're going to do alternating, and we're going to pause for 3 seconds at the bottom. So we're going to step back and go 1, 2, 3, push to the ground, stand back up, and then 1, 2, 3. Coming back up. So that's gonna be our whole circuit for today. So yes, we are spelling out summer. And again, grab a mini band if you have it. If not, that's okay. I probably honestly am not gonna use that if it's gonna be that all rolled up on my knees. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our warm up. So we're gonna come to the top of our space, and we're gonna do the world's greatest stretch. So we're gonna interlace our fingers, grab onto the right knee, pulling towards the chest. And we're going to exhale, step back, reverse lunge, hands on the inside of our front foot. Keeping that back leg nice and straight, nice big deep breath. And we're going to exhale, opening up towards the front leg. gazing past our thumb, getting that rotation in. And on the next exhale, plant the hand outside of our front foot, push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. Really want to push those hips back. All the weight's on the back foot, the front foot, we're just stretching that leg out. And on the next exhale, we're going to bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. Awesome. All right, we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So we're going to take our left knee this time, pull towards the chest. And we're going to exhale, step back, reverse lunge, hands on the inside of our front foot. Keeping that back leg nice and straight. And we're going to exhale, opening up towards our front leg, gazing past our thumb. And we're going to exhale, plant the hand outside of our front foot, push ourselves up into our hamstring stretch. Nice deep breath. And we're going to exhale, bring our feet together and stand on up. All right. The last part of our warm up here, we're going to do a little bit of plank to pike since we're going to be doing some, just a little bit of upper body things, but that's just going to warm up our core. We're going to get our calves warmed up as well. So on the hands and toes into our plank, keep that core tight, push ourselves up into our pike position, and we can pedal those heels. So press each heel into the ground for about 2 to 3 seconds. And we're going to go ahead and come back down to plank, pushing up into a pike, keeping that core tight. And back to plank. We're going to do 2 more. Coming up and back down. And last one, coming up. And then we can go ahead and lock our hands towards our feet. And when we're ready, we can go ahead and come up. And we are ready to rock and roll. So we're going to do 3 rounds, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest/transition time. Starting on the ground, we're doing Supermans, getting the timer going here in 3, 2, 1, and go. So laying on our stomach, doing Supermans. We can hold for a few seconds at the top. So you can really hold for as long as you would like. I definitely want us to hold for longer than 1 second though, because I do want us to focus on really using those glutes, using our upper back muscles to come up. Still important to keep that core tight so we're not using that low back to come up. We want to strengthen our low back, so we are going to feel it a little bit, but I don't want us to pull with those low back muscles. 3, 2, 1. All right. We're getting ready. We're standing back up. We're doing duck unders. So we're going to start on one side. We're going to step out, act like we're ducking under a bar, and come back. All right, getting ready here. 3, 2, 1. So we're stepping out and under. So we're here. Want to make sure we are pushing through the heel, big toe, little toe. So also from this side, as we step down, it's just a regular squat position. So we want to make sure our chest is staying up as we duck under. We want to avoid hinging at the hips here. We want to use our whole leg and then really driving through that heel. So we're getting that glute engagement here. So it's definitely good for our side to side movement. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got our mini band 3-way taps. So again, if you don't have a mini band, totally okay. But we're getting ready to do this. We're doing all on one leg and then the other leg. 3, 2, 1. So we want that mini band right above the knees. We have our base stance. So hips are slightly back, tapping to the front, to the side, and back. So staying all on one foot. Again, driving that knee out. We want to use the glutes and our hips. So this is a hip strengthening movement, which is always good to have. We're also, again, working on that like isometric hold of our opposite leg. Tapping each way. 3, 2, 1. All right. Go ahead and shake out your leg if you need to. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'm tapping 3 ways, leading with that knee. So not with the foot, leading with the knee. 3, 2, 1. So again, that base position here, tapping 1, 2, 3. It might feel different on this leg than it did on the other leg. I've found that even, difference in legs, our muscles on each side have different starting and end points or origins and insertions. So sometimes you'll move the same way, but it'll feel different on a different side of your body. And that is totally natural, very common. So you might have to find different angles for your taps. 3, 2, 1. All right, we can go ahead and take the band off. We got plank hip extension, otherwise known as leg lift, but we're spelling out summer, so I had to use E here. 3, 2, 1. So either on the hands and toes or the elbows and toes, whatever feels good. Keeping that core tight. Exhale as we come up. I want to keep those elbows under the shoulders or the hands directly below the shoulders, whatever you are doing. And then we're driving the back of the heel into the ceiling, using those glutes. Does help to exhale so that way we engage the core. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last thing here, we have reverse lunges. We're going to pause for 3 seconds at the bottom. So we're starting in the top of our space here. 3, 2, 1. So stepping back. 1, 2, 3. Push the ground away with that heel, big toe, little toe. 1, 2, 3. Really driving that heel. I always like to take it slow on the way up on my right leg because that glute is a little bit more, a little bit less awake, we'll say. So I like to really focus on making sure that I'm using that leg, that glute, instead of pushing off with my left foot. 3, 2, 1. All right, round 1 is done. We're going to do 2 more here. So we're getting back on the ground for Supermans. Take a quick nap if you'd like. Just kidding. And then we're going to go ahead and hold for a few seconds at the top. 3, 2, 1. So coming up, keeping that core tight. If you're finding that you're using your low back, or sorry, I don't want to say using it because we do still want to use it. This is a great movement to strengthen our low back extensors to then help movements like RDLs and rows and all of that feel better and to also help with posture. But we don't want to solely use the low back. So that's that difference here. So really keeping that core tight, zip that core together. 3, 2, 1. If you really zip that core up, bring each side of your 6-pack together and exhale and then hold that there. That will help prevent any low back tension while we are doing that movement. All right, we have duck unders next. 3, 2, 1. So stepping out and under. And this one, since we are stepping a little bit wider, you likely are not going to get as deep into the squat, and that is okay. We really want to step and then duck shifts the weight. So it's actually pretty similar to a lateral squat, but we're not stepping as wide and we're really pushing off of the foot of the direction that we're stepping in. So stepping to the left, push off that left foot. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have our mini band sides, not side steps. We're going to do that tomorrow, actually. Today we're doing mini band 3-way taps, which we're going to be doing a little bit of that tomorrow too. 3, 2, 1. There are only so many M words that aren't like March or medicine ball. So that's where the mini band is coming in, especially for our body weight classes. So I tried to get a little creative today, doing something a little different, still working the same muscles, driving with that knee, just like last time. That one back is really going to be the glutes here. So we come forward, that's more our hip flexor. To the side is our abductor, and then back is going to be more the glutes. Oh, we're done. Sorry. Time out. Sorry. Take a rest. That's what happens when I face the wrong way. My bad. We got less than 10 seconds. We're going to do the same thing on the other leg, and then we'll take the band off. 3, 2, 1. Space position. So again, forward is more that hip and the quad, and then to the side, you're going to feel it in your your adductors, abductors are like the outside part of the glutes and the outside part of the quads. So we're going to feel it there. And then as we're holding, we're going to feel it in the opposite side glutes and a little bit into those quads as well. So we're holding here, keeping that heel big toe, little toe of the stationary foot on the ground, just tapping the toe out, drive with that knee. 3, 2, 1. All right. Take the band off. We got plank hip extension and then reverse lunges. And then we got one more round. Then we're going to cool down. We're definitely going to stretch out our glutes and our back. What are we doing? Oh, planks. Yes. 3, 2, 1. I really almost laid down and started doing Supermans. That really would have thrown everyone off. So keeping that core tight. We're going to pull our 6-pack together. So I like to imagine, again, like we have a zipper here, we're zipping up each side of our 6-pack together. You can also imagine like you are exhaling through a straw as you come up, which is why I always say exhale during these core movements, because that's going to help really engage the core there. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got reverse lunges, and then we're back at the top for our last round. Then we're going to lay it out and do Superman. So we got this, and then Superman's right after. Getting ready here. 3, 2, 1. So stepping back. Really also, again, making sure that we are stepping directly behind our hip that is stepping back. We want to be on train tracks. That's what I want us to think of when we're stepping back, and then really pushing off of that front leg. So that's why our chest is over the arch of the front foot, knee over that second toe. We're pushing off that front foot, still keeping that core tight. Exhale as we come up, use that core, zip it up, keep it nice and tight. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Last round coming up. So we're on the ground for Supermans. Getting ready. Last round. 3, 2, 1. So again, keep that core tight, zip it together, and then really lift up. Use the glutes, use our upper back. We have the upper back muscles here on the backs of the shoulders. When we use those in this movement, that's going to help us with our posture when we're sitting at the desk, at the computer during the day. Definitely important to always work on that and working on our posture. Great job. Almost there, finishing strong with this movement. 3, 2, 1. All right, done with those. We're getting ready. We got duck unders coming up next. So starting on one side, acting like we have a bar here, ducking under the bar. I don't know what I was about to say there. 3, 2, 1. So again, since we are stepping out wider, we are not going to get as low. We're shifting our weight. So this is really good to help work on our leg strength for our lateral movement, which is always important, really in day-to-day life, you know, because we don't just live in the straight forward and backward motion or plane, right? We move side to side, we rotate, we push, we pull all sorts of directions. So I really try and incorporate all of that into our workouts here. 3, 2, 1. My goal is to make life outside of these sessions easier. So these sessions might not always get easier, but we always do great. We always push harder every day. All right, mini band, 3-way taps. 3, 2, 1. So having that base position, tapping forward, out, and then back, leading with the knee. So again, you're gonna feel hips first, then the side, then our glutes. Hitting all 3 aspects of the hip. So the front of the hip, the side of the hip, the back of the hip. Our hips are very strong drivers of many movements. So really important to work all aspects here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Ooh, that last one really got to me. I don't know where that came from. All right. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Then we got our plank hip extensions, then reverse lunges, and then we'll go ahead and cool down real quick. We'll be ready to go. 3, 2, 1. So again, drive with that knee. Not even really drive, just lead with the knee. I want us to think knees out. That's why we have that band around the knee. If it was around the ankles, then yeah, we'd be leading with the ankles. But with it on the knees, we really want to lead with that knee. And that's what's going to help us, again, get that strength, drive that action in the hips, which is going to help us with a multitude of movements inside and outside of the gym. Finish strong here. 3, 2, 1. All right, done with the mini band. And then we're on the ground, and then we're gonna stand up again, and then we'll get on back on the grounds for our cool down. So we got plank, hip extensions. 3, 2, 1. So either on the elbows or on the hands, whichever one feels better. If you notice, I've been switching back and forth. Not really back and forth, but I've done all of them, both of them. But keeping that core tight, really want to focus on exhaling through that straw, zipping the core up, whatever imagery works for you, whatever is helpful to really feel it. Using those glutes. 3, 2, 1. All right, last movement here, reverse lunges. And then I'm feeling a little bit of bretzel today because we work the hips and the glutes and the core in the back and the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. So now I say it really worked everything, but I think bretzel is going to be our best bet to really open everything up. I know my hips are really feeling it right now after that last round of the 3-way hip. We're going to do some bretzel, really driving through those heels. We're finishing strong. Last movement of the class, I would say of the day, but we got lots of classes coming up. We got yoga right after this. We got Pilates, core strength meditation, and Zumba all later today. 3, 2, 1. And we are done with the workout. Great job. Go ahead and grab a sip of water if you need it. And then, like I said, we're gonna do pretzel. So we'll make our way onto the ground on our sides. You can choose whichever side feels good to start with. And we're gonna take our top leg. We're gonna come up, over and across with that knee. Knee and ankle stay on the ground. Bottom hand on top of the knee. Top hand grabs onto bottom foot or ankle. We're gonna inhale to prepare. And we're gonna exhale, bringing that top shoulder towards the ground. We're gonna do a few deep breaths, and with each exhale, I want us to fully relax our muscles. Feel our bodies kind of sink into the ground a little more. Let's go ahead and do one more deep breath. And after we have finished that exhale, when we are ready, we can release that bottom leg. And then we're gonna go ahead and flip over onto the other side. And we're gonna do the same checklist here. So top leg is gonna come up, over and across. Bottom hand on top of the knee. Top hand grabs onto the bottom foot or ankle. We're gonna inhale to prepare. And we're gonna exhale, bringing that top shoulder towards the ground. This is where we might recognize maybe one side is tighter than the other. Maybe one side is tighter than the other in a different way. So maybe one quad was tighter. Maybe your back is tighter on the other side. You might notice maybe your shoulder was closer to the ground on the other side, or maybe it's closer to the ground on this side, but we're just taking a mental note of that because it's always good to know where our tight areas are so we can work on them. Nice big deep breaths through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth, sighing away that tension. One more deep breath. And after we have finished that exhale, when we're ready, you can go ahead and release that bottom leg. And then feel free to stay laying on the ground if you would like, or you can return to a seated, kneeling, or standing position. That is going to be all the time for today's boot camp. So thank y'all for joining me. We have, like I said, we got Pilates, we got core strength meditation and Zumba all later today. And then tomorrow we got total body strength with me at 7, and then exercise at 12. And then we got pillar strength and movement. No, stability and stretch, my bad, at 4 with Renee tomorrow. So join us there. We got classes on Friday as well with me, both at 7 and 12. So got a full week coming up. Don't forget to sign up for our Summer Shred Slack challenge. The link is up on Slack and on SharePoint, so you can check that out. And then we got some fun other challenges coming up next month. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank y'all for joining. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.